What it do? Oh, I'ma tell you what it do. That's for shit show. I'ma let you know what it do. You know what I'm saying? Wow, wow. H-Town. Peep the technique. Don't speak unless you're spoken to. Bass knocking so loud, I'm sorry to awoken you. Have them looking so confused. For the coupe, poking through. Make some money, flip it, then repeat. That's what I'm hoping to. Do what I'm supposed to do. That's mind my business. Cause everybody out here acting so fictitious. Bear witness as I evolve with the quickness. If you ever try to run on me, I'll end you like a sentence.
Thanks for coming, Paul. I really appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
How you liking Montreal so far?
I'm loving it, man. Y'all showing me so much love.
I appreciate
I'm having a great time. Thank you for everything.
Dude, we can't wait to see.
Yeah,
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, c'est ça, c'est ça. Awesome, man. Fuck, we're so excited for the performance tomorrow. It's gonna be fucking unbelievable, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Montreal's hyped up. They've been showing a lot of love, so it's gonna be a movie.
Yeah, we're
man.
excited. I got my DJ out here, Unique. He came from Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Got my boy D Will, Donovan. He out here. You know what I'm saying? Goo, you. We ready to put on. A show. I've been having people hit me up about the show in Houston, talking about, hey, can I fly out there and come to the show? So
I seen that too.
We're excited about this, man.
I seen that. That's fucking awesome, man. Thank you for coming. This is, Studio Tattoo Mania. My man Pierre, he's just a king. So I just wanted to get into a little bit of tattoo-related questions, if that's cool.
Of course.
All right, man. So what would you say was kind of your first tattoo that you ever got?
The first tattoo I ever got was my name, Paul and Wall, on the back of my arms. My boy Junior did it at Dago's Tattoos, and that was my first tattoo. From there, it was, okay, you got to fill in the rest of my arm. I got the front, Houston, Texas. And then I just from here and there just got a little bit more. Then Mr. Cartoon did my sleeves. And from there I just, kind of went crazy.
It's dope, man. So when you got the Paul Wall tattoo, was that when you were first coming out in the music scene?
It was a little earlier. It was in the earlier days when I just turned 18. So when I came out on the music scene, I was a little bit older, you know what I'm saying? Right around that same kind of age, but still tipping is really what put me on the mainstream map.
Yeah.
And that was when I was about 23, 24. So, you know what I'm saying? And so when I was 18, this was a lot younger. Actually, all my tattoos were from, the t-shirt sleeve up, just so that they could still be covered. Yeah, half sleeve, just so I could still kind of cover it.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? In case, you go somewhere, because also in Texas, you got to realize it's still the Bible Belt. So, they look at you crazy. It's come a long way. We're in 2023. It's a lot different. But when I got my tattoos when I was 18, we talking about this is around 2000 era. So I was born in 1981. So when I got my tattoos, it was still like you walking somewhere with some tattoos, they looking at you like a crackhead, a killer, a child molester. They're looking at you like all of that because you got a tattoo.
That's crazy.
Stigmatized strong, but it's come a long way now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So would you say in Houston now, the majority of people are getting tattooed, so it's a big part of the culture now?
Yeah, definitely, man. Of course, Houston, we love our sports teams. We love our heroes. So, a lot of our fallen heroes, like the rappers who passed away, a lot of people get, RIPs to them or some type of portraits to them. Of course, our sports teams as well. That's so heavy. You're going to see an Astros tattoo on, 1/3 of the people in Houston, you know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
But definitely, tattoos are very predominant, where you see, like, now you'll see pastors with tattoos, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Where I said before, it would be stigmatized. Now it's the opposite. You see judges and lawyers and people like that having tattoos where you would never see that before. So, tattoos definitely, there's definitely more people with tattoos than without, I think, definitely in Houston for sure.
It's sick, man. That's sick. I'm happy they came a long way. I mean, I think Canada's always been pretty synonymous for tattoos. Like everybody's been getting, like I got my first tattoo when I was 18, and I started off with this one. It was a rest in peace tat for my dad, and then I started getting the neck tattoos, which I think is crazy, but I always had in my mind that I'm not gonna work for nobody else, so I'm gonna get the neck tattoos done,
Yeah. My boy Travis Barker always say that too. That's why he got his tattoos everywhere, because he never wanted to have a regular job, and that's his way to force him to put in that work doing something. Yep.
And it does force you. That's the crazy part.
Sure.
I was reading a little something about how Tupac kind of inspired some of the tattoos with the lyrics. When did you end up getting those, and what's kind of the significance behind it?
Growing up, being a huge fan of Tupac, his music meant a lot to me and my generation. And Houston, we love Tupac, so it was something you see predominantly all over Houston. People get, and on top of that, Dago's Tattoos where I got my tattoo, all my first tattoos. Yeah. Dago tattooed Tupac. He did a bunch of his tattoos.
Oh shit! So Tupac flew out there to get tattooed?
Well, he would be in Houston a lot, whether he'd be touring or he did a lot with Rap a lot, so he would be out there a lot anyway. At that time I was a young teenager, a child, so it was before my era of getting the opportunity to meet him. But he would definitely be out there. We had a strong love for Tupac, so him influencing my tattoos was right there from the jump. You know what I'm saying?
Sick, man. And Tupac was totally inked up too. That was a cool thing. I think once I started seeing Tupac in the beginning, like growing up, I was like, I want tattoos. Would you say that's kind of what inspired you to get tats too? Like
even his lyrics, until I got that thug life tatted on my chest, is one of them where when it come on, everybody say it, and it's like, shit, if you got a tattoo, you showing off your tattoos, you tell I got that on my chest. Whatever you got, so for sure, man.
Man, that's huge. That's huge. And what do you think about like RIP tats? Do you have any of those?
I got tons of them, especially the murals. Of course, they're memorable because, I want to commemorate the fallen people that were, close to me, or whether it be, a loved one or a friend. But, a lot of times, sometimes it's just the name, RIP to who they are. But when it's their portrait, you can see their face. I started getting the names, but then when I started getting portraits, it just means so much more when you just walk by the mirror and you see it. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
It's just like, whether you realize it or not, you think about them. Whereas when you see the name, I don't really see it because it's just mixed in with the other murals or words I got, you know what I'm saying? But when you see that portrait of my sister-in-law or my boy the Jack or whoever else, it just hits you in your heart and you think about it one time. So, man, definitely the RP tattoos, those are the ones that, when I'm going through something, and even, even when they pass away, sometimes it's like, okay, I got to get, like, I don't have a Young Dolph tattoo yet, but that's one I'm going to get on my leg. I'm going to get a Young Dolph portrait.
He was a legend.
Yeah, but it's one that I've been, thinking, planning on. Okay, I'm gonna get that. I ain't got it yet. So it's a few like that. I got a few people that passed away that I want to commemorate. Just to also, like I say, sometimes it's selfish why I get the tattoo. Same reason why I want to think about them. I want to walk by the mirror and see that portrait and be like, man, I miss my dog, man.
For sure.
But definitely, man, them RIP tattoos, man. Those are ones that you really feel sometimes, more than you just look at, man. And then if someone else has lost someone, or if you got the same person tattooed and man, I so miss them, man. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
It bring out that, a bond in people sometimes.
I agree. I always felt like you're taking the person with you. So throughout the journey that you're having in life, the person's coming along with you on those tattoos.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the coolest thing, man. And I read something else. It was saying like the water boy. Does that have some significance to you as well?
Yeah, definitely. Man, I started off as as a scrub, the bottom of the totem pole, worked my way up to the top. And so, when you're the water boy on the team, on the sports team, that's what you're doing. You're the towel boy. You one is wiping the spit up, cleaning the stuff off the ground, or giving people their water. Don't nobody really, they don't really just treat you with the same type of respect and love as they would maybe the star player, as maybe should be so, you know what I'm saying? Right. I don't know, but that's where I was a water boy, and I always try to take that mentality of, man, I earned what I got, and I'm ready to keep working. You never stop working. The hustle never stops. No matter how much success you get, the grind never stops. So just having that water boy mentality of, no matter what I got, even if I'm that star player, I'm not afraid to go wipe that spit off the ground, or, you know what I'm saying, bring you a bottle of water, bring you a towel. So that's where the water boy come from. It also, was a group. It was myself, Chameleonaire, Lou Hawk, and 50/50. We had a group called the Water Boys. We never put an album out. It was just like our little crew. You know what I'm saying? Nice. Color changed and clicked. With the Water Boys, it was gonna be like the name of our album. We just never put it out.
That's cool. So would you say you have some underground music that's never been released with you and Chameleonaire? And
oh, we got tons of it, man. Tons of it. Just from over the years, a lot of it's like maybe lost, because whatever we recorded on back in the days, whatever machines, I don't know where they are.
Like on the tape deck machines?
Yeah, like they're somewhere, hidden somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? A lot of it never comes out for one reason or another. But even though he doesn't record too much music too much anymore. He always tells me he's not retired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I definitely put out a lot more music. I put out albums on the regular still. But he always reminds me, I'm not retired yet. And he comes out every night. I just heard him recently on a song with Toby Nwigwe and 2 Chainz. That was dope. So
it must be hard.
Shout out to Chameleonaire. You know what I'm saying? You never know. We might get back in there and get us another album, man.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Or a nice tour.
Yeah.
Tour Canada with him.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be sick. Do you have any tattoos that you regret getting?
There are some for in the moment you feel a certain way, then you might feel another way. But thankfully for me, my boy Junior, who did all my first tattoos, he always gave me good advice. Shout out to all the dope tattoo artists out there
100%.
that advise you on what you want. You know, sometimes, I mean, if I want to come in here and, you know, get something crazy and I'm paying to get it done, you might be like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. You know? But, you know, my boy Junior always encouraged me to never get a girlfriend's name tattooed on me, unless it's like your wife or something like that.
Great.
Never get a girlfriend's name on you. Never get a record label. You don't know, no matter what record label it is. You know, how much they pay you.
So it's like a relationship too,
right? Right. Those type of things. You know, he always gave me good advice, and I'd come in there with him. And almost all of my tattoos, I'm kind of unsure. I got an idea, kind of what I want, but I don't know. You know, I'm not an artist in that sense. You know what I'm saying? So I always been blessed to work with, you know, dope tattoo artists who I just give them a little hint of what I'm thinking, and they're like, I got you. You know?
Free reign.
Yeah, for real.
I think that's huge, man. And I unfortunately got like an X's tattoo, so I got the lips on my neck. That's from an X. So I want to get covers up there, but my wife, I got her across the chest, so I can definitely relate. I mean, that's the only woman I want tattooed on me, you know?
Yeah.
For sure. Man.
Yeah. After I got my knuckles Fast Life, I kind of regretted it because I wish I would have did some of them a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like I should have made this one an hourglass. I should have made this the Euro.
Oh, shit.
You know, a couple things I thought afterwards, like, damn, man, what?
I don't think it's too late to switch it up, though. You can get a little...
get it touched up or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
But I didn't regret these. I just like, man, I was like, shit, okay, yeah, maybe.
Man, if all your tattoos kind of told a story, what would you say that story kind of is?
I would say the story is resilience. You know, whether it come from the water boy starting at the bottom. A lot of my tattoos, I got them at times when I was going through something. So, you know, even though the tattoo might not have reflected what the situation was, it was something that was like encouragement to me. So a lot of my tattoos are like encouraging type of motivational type of things you see, you know, so that's what it would be. I think the story would be just resilience.
Yeah, that's the best word for it.
Yeah, for sure.
If you had to tell a story of Houston, right? If one tattoo had to kind of be synonymous for Houston, what would you say that tattoo would be?
I think that tattoo would be maybe either a screw tape or a white cup. And they both kind of, you know, encapsulate the same thing. You know, DJ Screw, you know, was the lifeblood for Houston music and the Houston culture ever since he came out. And it only spread like worse than cancer, stage 4 cancer, the way it spread to take over Houston and Texas. And it just inspired so much of our life and our lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Just whatever we heard on those screw tapes. At that time, this is before social media, before the internet. So when you want to listen to hip hop, you turn on the radio. Okay, it'd be programmed from a predominantly West Coast owned. It was a Clear Channel, which was West Coast at the time, or that's why they programmed it. It was mostly West Coast music, which was dope. But same with when you turn on TV, it was programmed with East Coast music, which was dope. But we wanted to hear us. We wanted to hear something that was like Houston or Texas, which you really couldn't hear, you know, too much other than on the screw tape. You know what I'm saying? And when you heard the screw tape, you heard those same West Coast artists that, you know, you might hear on the radio or the underground ones. That's really what we would hear on the screw tape was the underground. And the same with the East Coast artists, but you'd hear them screwed. And it, you know, it really told what they were saying. It kind of translated it to us. Even then, you know, like with social media, it kind of made like slang global. So a lot of slang, everybody understands what it means because as soon as something comes out, everybody's onto it like this, and you kind of just catch on. But back, you know, before social media, it wasn't like that. You know, we had our own slang in Houston. They had their own slang in Dallas. They had their own slang in St. Louis. They had their own slang in Memphis, Chicago, Montreal. Everywhere is different. You know, and it might be similar. You go to some places, it might be a little similar. Like Houston and Dallas would be similar, but it definitely was some, you know, differences in how we pronounce different words. You know, different things. You know what I'm saying? But you know that the DJ Screw, that screw tape I think definitely would be it because, like I say, man, you know, it just really represented, you know, just everything we had going on in Houston.
It's crazy, man. So with the screw tapes, how did you get access to those initially? Like people would be selling them out of the back of the trunk, or how would you get to listen to them?
Well, the way you're supposed to get it was to go to DJ Screw house and buy it. But, you know, the way most people got it was you just stole it from somebody's car, or you dubbed it, you know. So that's how, you know, you get it. It'd be a dub of a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. And it'd be like, how'd you get that? You know what I'm saying? You don't even know the name of the tape. You don't know who's rapping on there.
Wow.
Or none of that. But that was kind of the allure of it.
You're just feeling it, though.
Yeah, it's a complete vibe. And those are the days where it's 90-minute Maxell tapes where, so you pushing play and you riding. But that was how it was in Texas, you know. So to get from point A to point B might be a 45-minute drive.
It's a long-ass distance.
So you get in there and then on the way back too, that's another 45 minutes. So, you know, you're gonna need a full 90 minutes. But, you know, so you just put it on and you just ride, and, you know, that's just how it was. You know, you really didn't have control over the playlist. You left that up to whatever the mixtape was. So of course there'd be some that was like fan favorites, like we love this one because it got this song or that song, or it got this person freestyling or that person freestyle, or whatever they said in the freestyles. You know, sometimes that was the thing that really just, you know, helped us fall in love with it too, where on the screw tapes, you know, they're talking about things in our backyard. They're talking about streets, neighborhoods, people, you know, crooked cops that are infamous, you know, anything that like goes on that, you know, they're talking about real life things that, you know, we can relate to. Whereas, like I say, I love listening to Snoop, but when I'm, you know, 12 listening to Snoop, I don't know what life is like in Compton. I'm sure it is similar to Acres Homes, you know, or, you know, but it's like,
it wasn't relatable to you directly.
Right. Same with, you know, listening to, you know, Wu-Tang. Man, I don't know what life is like in Staten Island or whatever, you know, whatever they would talk about. Now, I love the music, you know, but I'm just saying, like, when in terms of being relatable, it was like, man, we wanted to hear something that was somebody talking with our slang. You know what I'm saying?
In your city.
Yeah. It was something about it. But like I said, you know, it's nothing. You know, of course, I love. These are my favorite artists. You know, shit. Or same with Wu-Tang, any of them. But it's just, you know, we wanted to hear, you know, our own people that kind of, you know, sounded like us and wore the same clothes we wore, and that's just what it was on them screw tapes. So I think that screw tape would really be what it would be to represent Houston.
It's amazing, man. I wish I could hear one. Do you still have any of the screw tapes left over?
Yeah, there's somewhere. They still sell them too at the Screw Shop. Shout out to the Screw Shop. I think it's thescrewshop.com, something like that. But yeah, they still sell them there too.
Man, those are like a historic piece of Houston.
Yeah.
So when you were growing up, predominantly it was hip hop. That was the culture. That was the vibe.
Yeah, well, in Texas, it's, you know, very mixed. You know what I'm saying? Well, Texas is right on the border of Mexico, so it's a heavy Mexican influence, where your neighbors might be Mexican, you know, your friends at school might be Mexican. You know, it just was there. You know, Mexican food everywhere. There's Tex-Mex, which is a little different than Mexican. It's a little like, it's worse, like on your body.
It's the American.
Yeah, it's American. You got cholesterol, cheese, fried food, everything. You go to Mexico, they was like, man, this is
cheese
not
whiz
Mexican
on
food.
there.
Yeah, but it was how we eat it, the Tex-Mex. But, you know, so there was there's like a heavy influence on, you know, a very big blues influence musically. You know, Houston, Texas, you know, Texas had a big blues community. So it's also a huge gospel community. So there's a lot of, you know, whatever live instrumentation or singing that goes on in church, that would translate into whatever music was going on, whether it was country, rock, hip hop, or anything, you know. And then of course, you know, we're right next to Louisiana, so there's a big Zydeco influence as well. So, you know, we got a nice mixture of, you know what I'm saying, what to listen to, you know, and you can like all of it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As well as whatever's mainstream or whatever else is out there. But, you know, Houston definitely, it's a big melting pot and a variety.
I love it. Would you say that melting pot kind of inspired your music as well directly?
Definitely, because I was influenced by so many different, you know, genres or artists or whatever. Even if I didn't know their name, you'd hear it somewhere and it's like, man, what is that? I don't know who this is. And then you find out, like, oh, it's David Bowie or something, you know, but it's just something you hear.
For sure.
But, you know, you definitely, I was influenced by a big mixture with it. My mom also just, on the weekend, she, you know, when she's cleaning up on the weekend and we cleaning, doing our chores and everything, it'd be Sade, it'd be Motown, it'd be, you know, Marvin Gaye, Smokey Robinson, nonstop.
Classics.
So, yeah, just classic, good, feel-good music. You know, Roberta Flack, this is what she put on. And it'd be something that you could hear, but you could also feel, like, in your soul. It would just, you know, uplift your soul. So, man, that's just always the kind of music I wanted to make, something that you could vibe to or something that would uplift, you know, either uplift others or just uplift you with the wordplay or with the combination of the wordplay and the music. So you know, it's difficult too when you're choosing beats because there's such a variety of beats. You know, it could be just a straight bass, you know, some drum and bass shit that go hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, I try to always lean towards something that's a little more musical. You know, like I said, with like the guitars or the live instrumentation, somewhere in there, even if it's sampled, you know, or something, but because it seems like that's the music you can feel. You know, when you hear that
it's different than a track. You can feel the music.
Right. And it's, you know, when you tapping, it's different than when you playing the drums.
I agree.
You know, or when you tapping and you doing like this, but you playing something that's sampled.
It sounds
different
mechanical.
than when you actually playing a horn or you're playing a guitar or a bass or something. That's like, and you know, like I say, when you can feel it, it's clear. Like man, there's something different about this music and this music. And even though the trends might not always go that way, I try to, you know, just stay true to, you know, when I fell in love with hip hop, the kind of music I fell in love with, which shit, like I said, was Screw, Snoop, and Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? So shit, I try to stay true to that. And all of those, you know, like you say, when you listen to Snoop music, shit, all his music, especially back in those days, was all uplifting. You know, whether it was sampled or it was, you know, replays or something. It was all something that just was nostalgic, that just uplifted. You know, but yep.
It's amazing, man. I mean, I remember growing up listening to your music, man. I've always been a big fan. Like when you dropped Grillz, like everybody in the school wanted Grillz. Like we were putting aluminum foil on our teeth, man.
Yes, sir.
Going to the dance like that, the girls would be like, "What the hell is this?" Right? And then when you dropped Sitting Sideways, I used to play that in my first car, man. Like a Dodge Neon, like a piece of shit car, but I thought I was the shit. I was listening to the music, I was just loving it, man.
Hey, thank you, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
I got so much respect for it. So much
respect.
Respect for it. I got a little controversial question. So when it comes down to like the numbing cream and shit like that for tattoos, do you ever find like there's a time to use that?
Shit, every time.
Yeah?
Nah, I mean, sometimes I've had times where I put it on and it don't do a thing. You know? And I've had other times, plenty of times, where I don't put nothing on at all and I don't feel nothing.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it comes down to maybe the artist, what you're getting, and the area you're getting it in. But, you know, definitely there's some areas where it's like, man, I gotta do something because shit. You know what I'm saying?
I think the ribs are that type of area.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the ribs was tough for me. My stomach was super, ooh-wee. I remember just getting my stomach was tough. But, and there's, you know, little areas like, you know, on the bone.
Yeah, I feel like right in
it's
there.
like something
painful.
that just like, man, that shit just hurt. But there's, you know, I would say the first half of my tattoos, I didn't even know numbing cream existed. I don't know if it did exist back then.
I didn't know it either.
Yeah.
But every artist I used to go to used to be like, you're not doing the numbing cream.
Right.
Pierre has this thing on the wall, the Canadian anesthetic. He ain't fucking with the numbing cream.
Yeah, we got the other numbing cream, the Canadian, the pot.
Le pot.
The other numbing cream. Yeah, but I mean, there's been plenty of times, you know, where, like I say, where you get a tattoo and with nothing, and I don't feel nothing. And like I said, there's been times where I put some numbing cream on, and it shit still hurt. And it's like, man, you sure you put the right? This isn't just lotion?
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like,
I put on the ribs like a couple months ago. It didn't do shit. I was feeling like the pain like throughout my leg and shit. It was crazy. When it comes to being on tour, have you gotten any tattoos on tour, like in different areas of the country or overseas or anything like that?
Yeah, sometimes you get an opportunity to, you know, meet world-renowned tattoo artists in their own backyard, like being here with Pierre. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
So it's dope to, you know, to have that opportunity.
We got to get you in the chair over here, though.
Yeah, man, for real, shit. I told him I need to get my legs done. My legs are naked. But yeah, definitely, man, because you get that on tour, you get that opportunity to come to them. You know what I'm saying? Especially overseas too. That's something where we talk about that because it's kind of memorable. You know, for us coming from Texas, you don't really, you know, think you had an opportunity. Of course, you know, the reality is you can go anywhere in the world and do anything. Almost anybody on the planet can do that. Now, there are places where you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because of whatever going on. But I'm just saying, like in America, no matter who you are, where you grew up, you can go anywhere and do anything on this planet. It might take you a while to get there, you know what I'm saying? But growing up in Texas, you don't necessarily, even though you taught that, I didn't really believe that. It's like, man, people I grew up with, they didn't leave to even go to the other side of the city. You know, we grew up on the north side of Houston, so, you know, you didn't even go the only time you went to the south side was to go to a club. you know, you want to go party. That's it. So, you know, to leave your neighborhood was a journey. That was like leaving the Shire. You know what I'm saying? Shit. So to
You're going on the quest.
Yeah, shit, he was going on a quest. But shit, to leave the state, I mean, the only thing close would be going to Louisiana. A lot of people from Texas would go to Louisiana. And you might go to Mexico because it's right there, easy to go to, and a lot of people have family there too. But I mean, other than that, that was like our little small territory. Maybe Oklahoma if you like in Dallas or somewhere that part, but you know, to get to go overseas to like, and even though Mexico is another country, to us, like Mexico's like just another state kind of almost, because we go there a lot, you know, or we just have so many friends that are back and forth. It's a little different. But when you go like, we're going to like Europe or somewhere, or even when we went to Mexico or some shit, let's get a tattoo here. Just because you want to commemorate, you know, that experience of being there, you might not get to come back, you know what I'm saying?
It's the truth.
So it's definitely that's memorable, man. Definitely got that.
I love it. I mean, it's like your DJ was saying earlier, he wants to get the maple leaf tattoo while he's in town.
Yeah.
Shout out to that. I think that's dope.
Unique what it do.
No, man, I love it. And I think that's a huge part of it. I mean, being on tour, being able to get tattoos in different places. And when you were in Mexico, did you end up getting anything?
I think I did one time. I think I got one time when I was in Cancun, though. That was a before Paul Wall moment. When we was just partying out this spring break. Yeah.
That was when those drunken tattoos?
Yeah.
But that's not when
might have got covered up. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I love it, man. And the tattoo style, do you choose like a cohesive style, like traditional Japanese, or do you look for, like, what's kind of your tattoo style?
I love the black and gray, the script writing. Mr. Cartoon did the majority of my sleeves, and a lot of my body, and it's just, you know.
That's wicked.
I love the script, the black and gray, the portraits. Shout out to Chente, he did most of my portraits.
Those are incredible.
But, you know, I don't have any color. I kind of, you know, I always thought about maybe adding some color just because I don't have none. You know what I'm saying? And the same, you know, even though this is my style, it's like something that, where it's like, shit, you don't turn something down. You know, you don't go to Beyonce and ask her to do a country song. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
true.
Shit, whatever I'm into, you know, sometimes when you with that artist, you lean on what their specialty is. You know what I'm saying? Even though I say that shit, I bet Beyonce would kill it as a country song. I don't know, man. That's a bad example. Shit, that's a bad example.
I think she'd be good in anything she tries.
Yeah. Let me come up with another example. Shit. You don't come to Power Wow for a country song. There we go.
Oh no, man. I think you killed that too.
Not like Beyonce though.
Well, Nelly did it. Nelly was killing it.
Nelly did kill that shit. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. Yeah.
So you might consider getting the colored ink.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it just here and there. Maybe not on my arms, but just getting something else. Like I say, you know, I'm thinking about, you know, getting my legs done. So maybe somewhere down there getting some type of color or something.
That's sick. So that's the only thing that's left to be tattooed is just the legs at this point.
Yeah, just my legs. I got you know, there's a couple of spots on my lower back. You know what I'm saying, and a couple of spots right on my stomach, my little lower stomach, my side.
Is that the Houston City line too?
Yep.
It's crazy.
My boy G6.
Oh, and you got the screw tape on it too.
Yep.
It's crazy. That's dope. Oh man, I love it, man. Like tattoos to me are a huge part of life. Like music and tattoos, I feel are so synonymous with one another. Do you feel that correlation as well?
Absolutely. I think back to, you know, every tattoo I got from Mr. Cartoon, you know, he would really advise me on what I was getting and lean on the significance and, you know, of what I'm getting, why I'm getting it, where I'm getting it on my body. You know, it would be things that he really influenced me heavily. So shout out to Mr. Cartoon.
Where's Mr. Cartoon? He's located in Houston as well.
No, he's in Los Angeles.
Okay, that's dope. So you used to go out to LA to get tattooed by Mr. Cartoon?
This is something that I remember we would always talk about this. Myself, Chameleon, and Slim Thug. You know, as we would come up, we would see Mr. Cartoon's tattoos just in magazines and stuff, like he did like Snoop Dogg or like Method Man, Eminem, you know, just all kind of people tattoos. And you'd see him like, damn, man, he's cold, man. We'd always like dream of getting a tattoo from him one day. And it just so happened that I had friends that were friends with him and they introduced me and it was like, man, when can we start? He just started.
So he's done the majority of all the tattoos?
My sleeves for sure, and you know, here and there he's done a few other things, but Yeah, I say he's done at least half of my tattoos. Yeah, shout out to Mr. Cartoon.
Man.
Boy.
Man, thank you so much, Paul. I know you're getting tired. You just flew in.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it, man.
Yes,
thank you so much for coming through.
Yes, sir. Merci.
Love, brother.
How you say you're welcome?
Bienvenue.
Bienvenue.
Yeah.
Bienvenue.
Hey, I'm still learning the French too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that.
Bienvenue. Yes, sir.
I appreciate it. Thank you so
What it
much,
do?
man.
Oh, I'ma tell you what it do. That's for shit show. I'ma let you know what it do. You know what I'm saying? Wow, wow. H-Time. Pete, the technique.